Hello. Today we're going to be talking about functions. This is a very important concept. It's a concept literally anyone should use, and you're going to use it a lot, even if it doesn't seem like it. Alright, let's start by going on our script. We'll delete the script we made last time. Um, and let's say, hmm, this is a pretty basic example, but let's say you wanted to print out the same message this like 10 times. Say, hello world. Uh, you do that? Obviously you would do that. But like this is like really annoying to do. For one, you like paste it over and over. And like what if you wanted to change what the message said, like hi world. Now you got to change all of these by like going through here, and this is a very inefficient way of doing things. Now, instead of doing that, what if we had a function for that? Now, whenever we use functions, it is usually for a piece of code that we want to use multiple times. So to write a function, you start by typing local function and the name of your function, like print something, and add an end. This is what is known as a sandwich. It is the top of the sandwich is like the top piece of bread, and the bottom sandwich. Think of it like an actual sandwich, where you have the top piece of bread on the sandwich and the bottom piece of bread on the sandwich, and in between all your ingredients. That is what your code is. So we can add into here hello world, and then to whenever so let's run this and see what happens. I'll press F8. Oh, looks like this didn't, hold on. Wait, I think I know. Yeah, you gotta remember press save or else the changes won't update. Ooh, looks like it didn't print out. Now, why is that? Well, the reason is we didn't call the function. So whenever we want to use a function, we will just say its name and add this little these little colon things at the end. I don't know what they're called. Um, and then now press Control S to save. Press F8. Now we have it in the output. Now what we can do is do this a certain amount of times, and this is going to print hello world 4 times. Oh wait, I forgot to save it again. Silly me. Alright. See, this prints hello world 4 times. And now if we just change this in here to hi world, then it changes all of these. It updates every single one. So these are all synchronized with this one thing. So, one thing you may notice is this here. What is this for? This right here is actually for something called arguments. So we'll start by getting, um, we'll do message. We'll call this message, and we'll just do print message. Now, what you do, whenever you write that function, you can put in an argument. So, hi, print something, hello. The hype is so mellow. If you get that, you know ball. So once we do that, ooh, tempted to call a nil value. What did I do wrong? Oh, I typed that wrong. This is consequence of my action. I accidentally added the G. Yep. Okay, so now that prints out. So that's functions for you. Um, One thing we would use with functions is something called events. Now, events are these built-in things that will happen whenever something happens in the game, like if the player touches a part. Let's do that right now, actually. Local part, we'll get the part, which is the script's parent, and so part dot touched connect function. So what we're gonna do, you can either make your own function and like touched part and put that in here, or you can do something called an anonymous function, I believe that's what it's called, and add a colon here, or like the, you know what these are. Um, and whenever the difference between writing functions like this and like this is you want to put this in here because the function, this is the entire function, so this is contained in connect. So you want to make sure you put this right here at the end, or on end. So touched, certain events will give you parameters, like touched will give you the part that hit it. So you can print, for example, print this out. So we can print hit dot name, and let's test this out. I press Control S. So whenever we touch it, we can see that it will print my name. You could also do it with something like make it kill you. In order to do something like that, we're going to have to use something called isA and an if statement, which is something we will get into in a future tutorial. So this code that here doesn't need to make sense right now. We will talk about this later. And then hit dot health equals 0. So you can write this, and then whenever we touch it, which we will as soon as we spawn because it's a spawn location. Actually, I should probably hold on. We'll turn off is spawn. Okay. Yeah, hold on, let me move this. Move this like right over here. Okay, so whenever we touch this, we should die. Yep. There's our floppy little body. So that's one thing you can use events for. If you want to know what different types of events there are for each thing, like a part, parts have a bunch of different events. They have stuff like clicked, so you can detect if it's clicked. Here, we'll test that out. We just die as soon as we click it. They're all found in the documentation. I will link that in the description. You can read through that to find out the different types of events there are. So, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so that's it. Remember to press Control S to save, and I will see you in the next video.